You may be used to checking Google Scholar or even DragonSearch to find books and articles, but consider adding these two education-specific databases to your repertoire, Education Research Complete and ERIC. You can get to both of them from the library homepage using the database's A to Z link and selecting Education from the Subject drop-down box. Education Research Complete and ERIC are two databases that contain materials from an overlapping but different set of education books, conference proceedings, dissertations, and journals. Unlike Google Scholar and DragonSearch, Education Research Complete and ERIC are smaller in scope and just focus on education-related topics. Here's what a search for engineering education and high schools yields in Google Scholar. Over 20,000 results. I can sort these by date, but there's not much more refining I can do here, except add more keywords. Here's the same search in Education Research Complete. Now I have less than 300 results to sort through, and I can do a lot more than just play around with dates. I can limit to a particular source type, like academic journals. I can limit by whether or not a journal article is peer-reviewed, or by language. And importantly, all of these items come with subject tags that highlight the core topics within a given piece. I can look at these terms and decide to concentrate on the ones tagged with secondary education, high school, or high school students. When you use ERIC on the EBSCO platform, it looks basically identical to Education Research Complete. Remember, the content you're searching will be slightly different, but being on the same database platform means many of the special features are similar. In both of them, you can save a link to your search. You can save a link to a specific item, cite it, or export that citation to a citation manager like Zotero. And you can create a free account to set up even more custom features, like getting an email alert whenever a new item on a specific topic is added to the database. From the content itself, one notable difference between ERIC and Education Research Complete are the fields you can search. The fields in Education Research Complete are more limited. In ERIC, there are fields for education level, assessment and survey indicators, and even policy and program identifiers. If I wanted to browse which terms are available in these fields, I can go to the indexes at the top. Here I can look through some of the items from law, policy, and program identifiers. Terms like the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA. That's not to say I couldn't just include these as keywords in my search. I could. But searching for these words in a specific field means someone has read through an item and decided this topic was prominent within it. ERIC is a public database maintained by the U.S. Department of Education. We subscribe to ERIC through EBSCO and through ProQuest because of their familiar and easy-to-use interfaces. But even after leaving Drexel, you do have access to the records in ERIC publicly, though not necessarily to the content itself. When you click on a link in a database like ERIC or Education Research Complete, you only get to full text if the journal or book in question are either open access or if Drexel licenses or subscribes to its content. For ERIC, you'll always be able to read these titles, authors, descriptions, and tags. The metadata, that's public, but the content itself is something you'll often have to get through an institution like a university. To me, Google Scholar and DragonSearch are helpful in looking for interdisciplinary connections, but they can leave me feeling overwhelmed sometimes. That's why I often start in a subject-specific database with a manageable number of search results and a lot of searching control. If I'm just not getting any results, I can always experiment with different keywords, filters, or go back to those broad, larger databases like Google Scholar.